Imagine a world where most people do not truly think for themselves. They repeat what they hear. They cling to the opinions of the majority. They fear standing apart. Now pause and ask yourself, how much of your life, your choices, your beliefs, your goals truly belong to you? And how much is borrowed from the crowd? This question lies at the heart of Arthur Schopenhauer's idea of the herd mind. It's the force that pushes us to conform, to copy, to follow, even when deep inside we feel the urge to resist. In this script, we'll explore what Schopenhauer meant by the herd mind, how psychology and history confirm his insights, why humans crave conformity and fear independence, how the herd shapes our desires, our morals, even our sense of reality, and finally, how to break free, reclaim individuality, and live with courage and compassion. This is not just philosophy, it's about your life right now in this very moment. So let's begin. Arthur Schopenhauer, the 19th century philosopher, was not impressed by crowds. He saw that most people don't reason deeply. Instead, they absorb what others believe. He wrote that the majority often mistake imitation for wisdom. What society calls truth is usually just convenience. What society calls morality is often just habit. Think about it. Once, slavery was seen as moral. Once, brutal punishments were accepted. Once, entire nations agreed that women should not vote. These weren't truths, they were illusions of the herd. Schopenhauer warned, the herd mind destroys individuality, silences truth, and erodes freedom. To follow it blindly is to live someone else's life. You might wonder, why do humans conform so easily? The answer goes back to survival. Our ancestors depended on groups for safety. To stand alone meant danger, starvation, predators, rejection. That ancient instinct still lives in us today. We crave acceptance, we fear ridicule, we'd rather blend in than stand out. This is why, in classrooms, students copy the majority's answers. In offices, workers nod along in meetings even when they disagree. On social media, people repeat popular opinions to avoid backlash. The herd gives comfort, but it comes at a price, the loss of authenticity. Schopenhauer's idea was later confirmed by science. Gustave Le Bon. He studied crowds and found that individuals lose their independence when in groups. The crowd makes people emotional, irrational, and suggestible. Solomon Asch. In the 1950s, he showed participants simple lines on paper. When actors deliberately gave wrong answers, most people followed, even though the truth was obvious. Conformity overpowered perception itself. Stanley Milgram. He tested obedience. Participants were told to give electric shocks to strangers. Most obeyed, even when they believed they were harming someone. Why? Because authority and social pressure outweighed conscience. These experiments reveal a chilling truth. The herd can override not just our reasoning, but even our eyes and our sense of morality. Conformity is not random, it's a system. We live in families, schools, workplaces, nations. Each has rules, spoken or unspoken. Those who obey are rewarded. Those who resist are punished, mocked, or excluded. Children who ask too many questions get labeled difficult. Employees who challenge company culture get sidelined. Friends who break from the group risk losing belonging. So we learn early. Blend in. Don't rock the boat. Don't stand out too much. But in doing so, many of us surrender our originality. We live what Schopenhauer called borrowed lives. Look around modern society. People chase wealth, fame, and status. But are these goals truly theirs? Or are they chasing what the herd defines as desirable? This is where René Girard's idea of mimetic desire comes in. He argued, we don't desire things because they have value. We desire them because others desire them. Think of social media. A product trends, suddenly everyone wants it. A celebrity endorses something. It becomes valuable overnight. A lifestyle goes viral, millions copy it, whether it brings happiness or not. We imitate because imitation feels safe, but it leaves us empty. Schopenhauer went further. He said morality based on majority opinion is not true morality. History proves him right. Once, burning witches was moral. Once, public executions were moral entertainment. Once, racial segregation was justified as moral. What the herd calls moral often just reflects what is convenient. But true morality requires something deeper: compassion, independent judgment, the courage to see suffering clearly. How do we resist the herd? Schopenhauer's answer: solitude and courage. Solitude gives space for reflection. When alone, you can hear your own mind, not just the noise of others. Courage allows you to endure rejection, because standing apart will always bring criticism. Later thinkers, Nietzsche, Kierkegaard, Sartre, echoed this. They said, create your own values, don't inherit them, live authentically, even if it means walking alone. At the deepest level, Schopenhauer saw life as driven by a blind force he called the will. This will pushes us to desire endlessly, and desire leads to suffering. Most people escape this truth by hiding in the herd. The crowd gives them distraction, illusion, comfort. But true wisdom means facing suffering directly. It means seeing through the illusions, and when we see our own suffering clearly, we also see the suffering of others. From this comes compassion, the only foundation for real morality. In the end, resisting the herd is not just about thinking differently, it is about living differently. To follow the herd is to trade freedom for comfort. To resist it is to embrace solitude, risk, and authenticity. You may lose approval, you may feel lonely, but you gain something greater, the chance to live a life that is truly yours. And in that life, compassion, not conformity, becomes the compass. So ask yourself, are your beliefs truly your own? Are your desires authentically yours or borrowed from the crowd? Do you live by courage and compassion or by imitation and fear? The herd mind will always be there, whispering, pulling, tempting. But freedom belongs to those willing to question, willing to stand apart, willing to see. In the words of Schopenhauer, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest achievement.